Happy birthday to you.
Cut to your camera.
Happy birthday, Eric. Oh. Happy birthday, dear CK
Nunez.
Happy birthday to you. Woo! Finally, 21. 69.
By the way, the candles were a
32.
request from your brother who wanted to be here but couldn't be here.
That's 6'9", baby. Who doesn't like a 6'9"?
Welcome back to the WatchTower Film Podcast, your film review podcast on the Towercast Network. By cinephiles, for cinephiles.
Like us Goodfellas.
We are here today.
What are you, a wise guy?
Hey, moron.
What? Hey, I'm Italian.
Hey,
He's a good fella.
we're kicking off. We're continuing our all tour series
Yes.
with another great director, another amazing storyteller.
What
Before-
a good person.
Yeah, very good guy. Really good Catholic boy. Before I introduce what we're doing today and what we're talking about, I've got to introduce my fellow co-host and everybody in the room, Mr. Michael Lalaw, offering cinematography
It's his
perspective.
birthday.
No, this isn't
I was
about
going to
me.
get
Oh,
there.
I'm
Way
sorry.
to go,
I'm
sport.
Michael.
Hands up.
Hands up.
Do the wave.
Mr. Jean-Eric Gossett, offering an acting perspective.
And no ounce of hate for this director.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Good
Prove
man.
it.
Finally.
Mr. Austin Young, making sure we're cutting good there, sounding
Chopping
good
it.
I'm
there.
glad we're doing another great director after the first two terrible ones
Yo.
we did.
Wait,
Easy.
Austin's the one
Easy,
making sure
Grizzly.
we're cut?
That's what I'm saying. I always get confused because like CK's cutting, but and he's kind of doing sound, but they're kind of both doing both. So it's kind of I never really know how to say.
Yeah,
it.
Honestly,
All
we
I'm saying-
interchange.
Might as well be playing
Yeah.
footsies, bro.
I'm cut and proud.
At this point, we're just kind of like back here to touch each other.
Just kind of vibing.
Yeah.
I know you guys
Let's
can't
keep
see
it
because it's
PG.
blocked, but like our pants are off.
Oh, good,
Yeah,
good.
Well, because I'm checking
Speaking
his
of pants
see your
being off,
sweater
we
right there.
have the great Turtle joining us today.
Oh,
Yes, he
man.
Christopher, I don't know if he wants me
Fun
to say his
fact,
real name, so
he's
I won't.
not an
But
actual turtle.
I kind of want that
fun
mystery
fact,
still.
he's mystery. We won't say his full name on this one, but he's the homie.
Yes, he
He
is.
just screened Goodfellas with us, and he's just popping in. He's gonna give his take on this great picture, and then we have Mr. Bardo, just got back from a cross country trip.
I know.
Look at this guy.
ready to
This guy
DP.
living that van
And
life.
living that van life.
Dude,
and
he went on a whole like Hawaiian cruise, but in a van.
I didn't see anybody as enthused about the screening as I did Bardo, so that was really cool
You know
to
what's
see.
funny? Bardo like came to look for something and he was like, I got 5 hours to kill. What are you guys doing?
Y'all watching
We're
Goodfellas?
screening.
And we're like, we're screening Goodfellas, and he was like, fuck yeah.
Pull up a seat.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we have our fellow producer. And it's his birthday today at the time of this recording.
I
So
will
happy
take
birthday,
off my
CK.
shirt. I will take off my shirt. Should I show some like?
Yeah,
chest
do
hair?
it. Do it. Come on.
I don't have chest hair.
It's tradition at
do
your
it.
20.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There we
my
go.
God.
That's the
Oh,
birthday boy.
Billy.
My mom
In case you
don't
guys
watch
needed a
the
bounce
podcast
board, you got a
anymore.
mobile one.
It is his birthday at the time of this recording, so I think
you,
we're like
guys.
3 weeks too late if you're seeing this. So you should have wished him a happy
You're,
birthday 3
you're
weeks
how old
ago.
now? 69?
I'm actually, I'm 69 today.
You look good.
But legally 17.
In addition to
Wait, what?
to CK's birthday, which we're extremely happy about, dude. This dude for this podcast and beyond in Tower does amazing things. So happy birthday,
Yes.
CK!
Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
happy-
In addition,
You're a good fella.
I was just going to say happy 24.
happy
I'm
24.
24. Yeah,
24?
thank you. I am
The big
officially. I was
24.
born 2001.
You
so
remember when you were
24 years
24,
ago.
I remember 24. I do.
So where were you when they hit the Pentagon?
I was getting breastfed during the second shower.
Wow,
Let's
that's
keep it
unpatriotic.
modest. Let's keep it.
No. He was
Let's
getting
keep it
breastfed during the
gangster.
second tower. When the Pentagon got hit, he was getting his diaper changed.
Yeah, and you want to know the most funniest part? My brother missed the whole thing. He was passed out, sleeping on the couch. It's the biggest fucking event in the 21st century.
It is very much so. Another event I want to highlight, totally unrelated.
To 9/11?
At the time of this release, it will have already happened, I think.
9/11?
but- Well, that will definitely
9/12?
happen.
As of the
I
recording.
was in a coma for sure.
Yeah. On the Tower note, we have the privilege of have already screened at Kevin Smith's Film Festival, the Smodcastle Film Festival, which just happened. So cool. We'll let you know what happened. I don't know. It just happened. I think this episode comes out after it's screened there, but we got the news
Hashtag Smod.
this week or 2 weeks ago. So
Wait. Hold on.
We're cool.
It
Can I say
screens
it?
on the 8th, right?
Yeah.
We're super cool, bro.
Can I
So
say
it actually screens this coming Friday.
Oh, it screens this Friday. If you're in the New Jersey, New York area,
shout out to
New
Kev.
go
Jersey.
to Atlantic
Jack City.
Highlands, New Jersey, to Smod Castle Cinemas. It's Kevin Smith's movie theater. And you'll see this in block number 1 at 6 p.m. We're the opening block, which is the coolest thing ever. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
Shout out to Kev. I can call him Kev now since we're cool, right?
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Can't say. Anyways,
I call him X.
yes,
You
we're
can't
cool.
say
We're
Kev?
cool. We're in this film festival.
Yeah, Kev.
So yeah, check that out, and we're
I'll see him
grateful for
there.
Soho who's at this time being selected for the festival.
And
We're
also,
really appreciative of that.
Click,
Yeah,
subscribe,
absolutely.
and like. while you're
Yeah,
there.
please subscribe, like, comment, and share this podcast. Now that we've done all the pleasantries,
Yes.
Woo.
we're going to talk about Martin Scorsese, the great Martin Scorsese, for the next 4 episodes.
Oh my God.
Birthday cake.
Wow. I love the magic of editing.
Cut here and cut there. Splice.
You know what?
Blend.
Austin, you were saying how wings go straight through you.
They do, dude.
Not
You-
on the
you-
podcast.
You know what goes?
was just like,
you know
I-
what goes in our edit? You know what goes straight through me?
I can tell you a couple things.
Like
I want to hear this.
every time I've had it, it's gone straight through me. Bullets. Speaking of bullets,
I mean, kind of.
we're here to
You hit a
All right,
cul-de-sac
we're
with-
here to talk about the staple, the masterpiece.
bullets.
That's true. I feel like we need to respect because this is guy's.
I got the
favorite director.
bullets.
You've never seen it.
Wrong
have you?
film.
Oh.
Wrong era, even.
I think
Wrong.
Ah.
We're here to
shoot
talk
me,
about
I'm Irish.
1990s Goodfellas. Woo. We talked about this in previous episodes, and we talked about Wes. I think we started off Wes right by screening Grand Budapest. And like that was kind of the deal, right? Is like start with their staple.
Oh, yeah.
And then maybe backtrack or
didn't
kind of
talk
go.
about
No, we did
Budapest.
Grand Budapest at Aaron George's.
Oh, you're
Aaron
right. You're right.
George's,
You're
yeah.
right.
We started with.
We kept no, but what we kept talking about is that Goodfellas is Marty's like signature, like,
Right.
And you were even saying earlier in the day, like that's like the intro to Scorsese.
I think
I
so.
think it depends who you ask. Because when you say taxi driver,
But like, I guess the conversation that Lau and I have constantly is if you're going to introduce somebody, a general audience member who's not necessarily a cinephile, maybe loves movies and is starting to like, if somebody comes up to you and says, Castro, you do a film review podcast.
right.
I want to get into Martin Scorsese. Which film should I start with? I've never seen any of his films.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, taxi driver will not be the first one.
You start with Goodfellas, and then maybe Taxi Driver's number 2. Like you
Silence.
kind of
you start with Age of Adolescence.
no, which I'm excited to talk about. by the
Boxcar
way.
Bertha.
No, definitely not Boxcar
No,
Bertha.
you know what? Genuinely is another one that I say is a good starter, not his best. Mean Streets.
I was about to say that, but no.
I don't know. I think Mean
no.
Streets. I
It's
think you
kinda
got to get the
aged.
palate up a
Yeah.
little bit before
Yeah,
Mean
yeah,
Streets.
yeah.
I think you got to. I
Oh
think.
no!
I think-
Wait! I was thinking After Hours, not Mean Streets. After Hours.
No, to start,
Even-
Scorsese.
even
No,
though, no. Yeah.
no. After Hours, like people will
Well,
like
because,
get
like,
turned
that-
off to Scorsese with After Hours.
Before I got into film, maybe I saw a Scorsese film, but I remember After Hours was one of the first ones that I saw when I was getting
Yeah?
into like the cinema world, and I loved it.
yeah,
And I thought
that's fair.
I thought
is-
it was a good intro.
but it's an
But
acquired
you're-
taste.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think After Hours is like if you like if you want to get into Goodfellas meets any Woody Allen picture, you watch After Hours.
And if you antagonize Woody Allen, don't watch After Hours.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but
Well,
I mean that's
he's
fair.
done nothing wrong, right?
It's fair.
No. Honestly, I'm not really even talking about that. I'm just not a
Yeah,
fan of
he's
his
saying like-
filmmaking.
No, yeah, the filmmaking side. But anyways, like I genuinely do think After Hours is an acquired taste. Which, man, again, we only have four episodes to talk about Scorsese.
yeah,
this year,
thanks,
this year.
Wes.
And like a lot of them went out the window. Like we were gonna do After Hours, or we're gonna do King of Comedy and stuff like that. But I was like,
Do you want to take a minute to be mad at Wes? Because if Phoenician Scheme didn't come out, you would have had 5.
Dude, I wanted to do West in October and nobody would let me.
that's fair. Everybody's got some sacrificing to make. Plus,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about more Scorsese flicks. Like a lot of the ones I sacrificed were religious ones that I love, like Last Temptation of Christ and Silence, which we're gonna do something special for that later in the year. We'll announce it later.
We got
But
something.
We're
anyways,
actually going to baptize Della O on camera.
yeah, on camera, big tub of water right here. It's all gonna be whiskey.
We're gonna do it with the bomb
Dunking
hot sauce.
I'm down.
Jeez, no.
I'll dab a little.
Let us know what you thought about last episode with Da Bomb hot sauce.
Yeah, my tummy didn't like it.
Save your comments about
Neither did
my.
mine.
Pepto-Bismol was...
But yeah, Goodfellas for me was like we got to kick off with Goodfellas. We
Yeah.
just got to start there. I think a lot of people were surprised when I told them we're covering Goodfellas. Like, you haven't done that yet? After 150 plus episodes, it's like, no, we haven't yet. So it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
But we're here to talk about Goodfellas. In case you're curious, Goodfellas, Mean Streets, Age of Innocence, and we're gonna close out with Wolf of Wall Street. And that was like a mainstream pick.
Hell
That was
yeah.
people are gonna want to hear
Yeah.
that episode type of deal. So.
We understand that our entire audience is finance bros.
What the fuck is a finance bro?
You guys don't know what a finance
Yeah,
bro?
yeah, they're like Wall Street guys, you know.
Yeah, they're like those Wall Street douchebags that are like, yeah, bro, so I'm crunching out the numbers, brother. We're going to fucking hit it. Let's make
Fucking hedge fund.
yeah.
Is there just like a name for everything now?
Bro, I wake up at 5.
Is it like the people who sell crypto that are like 20?
Yeah.
They say they sell
absolutely.
crypto. We don't know.
right.
Oh, like what?
You're
is it-
one of
is it
those
like
guys.
Is it
Look
like
at
those,
you.
Is
I
it like
can
those
get you a
guys who
deal.
followed that Tate guy? Or?
Crypto bros would be Tate's like fucking target audience and like Gary Vee and fucking Ty Lopez.
I like Gary Vee.
So the annoying
Honestly,
people
same.
on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
The
Wolf of
Brow.
Wall Street was a choice for those reasons. Let us know what you think. If you guys want us to cover something else, we might have some time. But Goodfellas.
Next week on the podcast, we're covering
I already talked about that,
19.
but
15.
no, definitely not.
When did you guys pop your Scorsese cherry?
Jeez.
I'm fairly certain I popped it with Hugo, which we've already covered on this
Hugo?
podcast. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Like an official, like I know who this guy is. I'm sure like Goodfellas and Casino were on HBO or whatever, but like sitting down, piquing my curiosity on like, what is it? Who did this? What is this? It was Hugo.
Did you see that the alternative title that they released for Hugo? Juice. True story.
Wow.
Hey, go get your boy. Go get your boy.
Hey,
Mora.
Is that gonna be the theme this whole episode?
Yeah.
Just-
you know what, Eric?
Hey, moron.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. For the longest time, I would confuse this one. I know a lot of people with Casino.
Yeah, that's a lot
Like,
of
I know they're
people.
5 years apart, but I used to really get them confused.
A lot of
Honestly,
people did.
I can
So
see
I
why.
really don't know
Yeah.
which one.
This is a little. I can say it now because we're not doing the bomb anymore. But this is a hot take. I wasn't a fan of Casino.
That's it. We saw some left over.
Yeah, there's
and we
still
go
some
get it.
left over. It's still in the office, bro.
There's a lot of people who feel like Casino is just this like momentum. Warner Brothers do the next mob film, but if you pay close attention, it's not.
Oh no,
It's,
yeah, no, for
it's
sure.
Vegas in a very specific time, and
Kind of
it's-
similar characters, but then you really got into it, and
Yeah, you start realizing that this character exploration is far outside the mob. It's barely dipping its toes in the mob. As in most Scorsese films, that was my argument a lot with The Irishman. Everybody was bitching that, oh, he's just doing this or that he's getting
But
the.
it's a fucking banger.
But
that
you
one.
start realizing it's not. It's a film about friendship and love and betrayal, and it's not it's not a mobster picture. It's and that's what Scorsese does best: is see the underbelly of some type of society and say, where's the humanity in this or lack thereof.
Yeah.
And Goodfellas is specifically that. I analyze that a lot on this screening, but before I jump in. Leo's company bought it like 5 years ago, and he wants
you
to do
should
it.
know this.
This is the one I'm excited for.
I bet. Untitled
Really?
Hawaiian
Yeah.
set crime drama.
I think the only reason I'm
In the
excited for it
70s.
is because Rock is
Dwayne
attached
the
to
Rock
Emily
Johnson.
Blunt's a writer
No!
on this?
Dwayne the Cock
it.
Johnson.
No. But since the
You're
Rock's
the
attached, the Rock's attached to it, and then
He's gonna want to take
since
over.
he just came off that A24 film,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
A24
I'll give
film.
you
It's a
that. I'll give him
Safdie.
that.
Benny
film, man.
Safdie.
it looks good.
that's the only
Yeah,
reason I'm
but yeah,
excited for it.
Scorsese's like set to do like the Sinatra biopic. He's set to do the Roseville biopic. He bought the rights for Devil in the White City and was turning that into a series with Keanu Reeves. Like he's still running and gunning, man, doing his
what's
thing.
on his upcoming list? I didn't
Yeah,
get to read
everything
all
I
this.
listed and more.
Well, I want to see
Oh,
it.
20.
Yeah.
A ver.
Some
11.
of this is
11
produced.
there.
Post-production,
Rose
pre-production.
And some of this is TV. Like he's producing a series on The Disciples.
Oh, look at that.
So
Yeah,
this
Life
is-
of
this is all
Jesus.
directors.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking good.
Yeah.
This guy's got a future.
Yeah.
What's,
he's got-
what's
by
in
the-
production right now?
By the way,
The
half of
Grateful
this
Dead.
is like, half of this is, if I'm not mistaken, the next thing he's shooting is the Hawaiian picture.
Yeah.
But this
it up.
guy's like, how do I put this? Half of this is Leo saying, I bought the rights to all this shit and I want you to do it.
That's cool.
And, you know, Appy in a way is Leo's company and they bought the rights to a ton of shit.
And
The
I
other
mean,
half is see Kaylee has been developing shit for a long time.
not only that, but
Yeah.
Marty, Jesus.
Wow.
Marty's not afraid to like be attached early on and then just walk away later and
Wow.
give it to somebody else.
That's what happened with Devil in the White City. Devil in the White City was written a novel set in the New York World's Fair about a serial killer, and it was this thing like, this sounds great. Leo's going to play the serial killer, and then they started adapting it towards TV. Then Leo was replaced with Keanu. Again, Marty's not afraid to go into the deep end again, go back to the trenches, but also he's not afraid to be in development hell because of the amount of films that he's had in development hell. Stuff like Gangs of New York, which we've talked about being development hell since the 70s. Things like Goodfellas. He was supposed to do Goodfellas before he did Last Temptation of Christ, and it was a legal thing. So he's not afraid to be in development hell for however long to make the right picture. And that's like...
Honestly, that's very admirable because
Yeah.
Absolutely.
we I recently went with a friend to watch fucking Boogie Nights at the Philanthropy Theater.
Yeah.
And
Sick
watching
invite.
I know, right? Watching this movie and that one like almost back to back, there are so many similarities. Like the influence that he has over that, and you got to do. I mean, it doesn't.
The opening shot.
Yeah.
The opening shot in the club.
Yeah,
That's
straight
the
up, straight
Copacabana
up.
scene. Yeah.
Dude, and it's insane. I saw a post where it was like PTA has so much swag to do shit like that at 26, but I feel like he just had really great mentors.
He did. He had great mentors, and this film specifically, Goodfellas, influenced so many people. PTA being one of them. I mean, I have quotes from this book, which I'll read later, of like Tarantino, Guillermo del Toro, PTA, like all these guys saying just how influential this picture was.
High praise.
Immediately after Boogie Nights, Brian De Palma's a great friend of Scorsese's, and a lot of his films, they influenced each other a ton. But
Scarface,
you know,
right
yeah.
there.
So Goodfellas was like, I mean, Brian De Palma has a film called Wise Guys, as an
Guys,
example, that came out right before Scorsese's film. So these guys, all influenced each other. This is why I've said that's like my favorite era in cinema is the film school brats, because
Fuck yeah.
the amount of groundbreaking shit that they did while still honoring their heroes, while still honoring the past.
Who was it?
They
It was
did.
Scorsese,
Scorsese,
Spielberg.
Coppola, Spielberg, De Palma,
Lucas.
Lucas.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
fucking hit after hit after hit.
Yeah.
Those guys.
And it was an era where the studio straight up said, "We're going bankrupt. What the fuck do we do?" And then turned around and guys like Coppola and Lucas, who were older, turn around and say, "Hey, give directors trust again. Let directors take over. I promise you're not going to regret this." And they did, and it single-handedly saved Hollywood.
I feel
that era.
Do you think that could happen with that kid that's directing the the fucking Backrooms?
The youngest
project?
kid?
Yeah, he's like 19 years old under James Wan.
Man, I hope he does good, man. Cause
Yeah, and A24 is producing it.
I haven't
have
heard about
to.
that one in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're already in production. Like they have some BTS shots and stuff like that. Like there's some people that they were filming in like a neighborhood, and one of the neighbors recorded like they have like fucking blimp lights just lined up
shit.
against.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's possible. I mean, they have
Yeah.
to start learning that.
You think he's too young? My
do-
bad.
May. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm afraid
Yes.
that he's too young getting everything right now.
Yeah.
That-
Yes.
no, that's why I think they're having a very close hand on how it's being done, and it's probably going to get like
Yeah.
a Hollywood treatment to it. It's going to be like,
What do you mean?
I think it's going to be a marketing gimmick, man. I think it's going to be an opportunity for
Oh,
Hollywood
I
to
didn't
give it
even-
the
that didn't even go
treatment
through my head.
and say, "Hey, a 19-year-old directed this."
No, but also like
is
the fact that
Hollywood.
like I can imagine that it's like, okay, so then let's say if in the script it's written like a certain like chase scene or something happens, even though maybe he'll get some kind of approval on it, they'll bring in like an expert choreographer, fight or stunt director, expert lighting team, and all that. Basically, put all the right pieces around that they're going to
Yeah.
be able to like carry it and make
I'll-
it.
Maybe that might be a
Kind of like influence
a real
him more than him,
situation.
his own.
Yeah,
That's the thing. I mean, look, I'll toss this out there before we like really jump in, but
Yeah,
I
this is
think as a
fascinating.
director, I think there's two ingredients to becoming a great storyteller. Not that I am one, but in the pursuit of trying to be one, I think there's two ingredients. I think you have to have the knowledge and appreciation and love of cinema. That's where it starts.
Absolutely.
But you have to have lived some life. You have to
Yeah.
have gotten some experience.
Yeah.
And I don't think a 19-year-old maybe has enough to say yet.
My thoughts exactly.
Damn,
enough
that's
trial and
very
error.
interesting you say that. Earlier today, I was talking to my brother about like the creative process, and he kind of hit me with something that was very interesting. He told me, I don't really feel too bad working on projects, getting a development understanding, because we're still in our 20s.
Yeah.
He told me like we're still in our 20s, like what we should be, by the time that we're in our 30s, we should have our vision, but in our 20s, we should do our best to develop it, to understand the vision.
Absolutely. That's a great mentality to have, dude. I've been stuck on this concept that for men, your brain isn't even fully developed till you're 25. That's just a scientific fact. So you're 26. 26. So like
That's
you're still growing, you're still developing, you're still living life. So
I still have a whole ass year until my fucking
Yeah,
brain.
like if I was to push on your head right now,
No, he
in
doesn't
your
have a
soft
soft
spot-
spot anymore.
Wait, then what does
how it
that
works.
mean?
But yeah, I do think that that's the case, and I do think that a lot of our heroes didn't make their first, or maybe not their first, but they didn't make a film that was really gonna break some ground till they were in their 30s, sometimes even 40s, and that's valid.
How old
That's
was
honestly-
Spielberg when he made Jaws?
Spielberg was like 24, I think.
Yeah, damn.
It's nuts.
Just kidding. Honestly, though, that's kind of really interesting. It kind of puts a lot of relief off of your back
It does.
as a
It should.
creative.
It
Yeah,
should.
because there's always people that are going to be
27. He was
Okay.
27.
Spielberg,
Still
Spielberg
kinda
got that
seasoned.
fucking Jaws,
27.
Yeah, the
How old
standard.
did you say?
I said 24.
No.
What did you say?
I should just do more.
Damn.
No, dude, I felt the same way when like Chazelle won an Oscar for
At
directing
30.
at 30. Like, it doesn't matter. But I do
Yeah.
think you have to have lived some life. So no, I don't think a 19-year-old might have the most to say off the bat.
I will say
Anyways.
this, though. I feel like that young, you do kind of have like a creatively ignorant freedom.
Yeah, for sure.
that
for
I
sure.
feel like that's going to be the exciting part
Well,
of the
that's
film.
what gets
Yeah.
you there for sure.
He's gonna take risks. He's gonna
Yeah.
take risks that other people,
You're gonna see, I guess, like a filmmaker that's like a little bit more unrestrained because they're not thinking about maybe logically, like how do we accomplish a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
They'll just be very open minded. But we've talked about other films before that, like as creative as they are, do they have a sense of authenticity? Is there something
Yeah.
that you can
Right.
connect with? Like, are the characters? And we just had this with Inception. Like, are they characters that you want to dive into and understand, or are they just kind of flat? That sure, it's a lot of nice colors in front of you, but you don't really feel that draw. And I feel like
Yeah. I mean, look, the advantage he might have, I don't know what this horror film is about, but
the backrooms.
The back rooms.
Oh, wow.
what backrooms?
Carlos,
Oh.
you need to wake up from your coma.
It's just this
It's been-
video.
Wait, you
online.
genuinely don't know what the
Supposed-
backrooms
Yeah,
is?
No.
yeah. He probably
The
has,
backrooms-
just doesn't
here,
know
here.
what we're
Yeah,
talking
no,
about.
no,
We'll
show
Hold my
you the
hand.
link, 'cause
No, like genuinely, I think if I pull it up, he'll be like, "Oh, that's what that is." But
the back rooms are very like
It's kind of like if you stepped in through like a wormhole or something.
The-
yeah,
So-
yeah. It's like you're lost in
Oh.
this. It's like
And
you're
then
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
endless-
Okay.
endless
I think I saw
ball.
like a
Yeah.
VR thing of like people
Yeah.
saying that they time
it
travel.
became really popularized when the video game
Yeah.
came out a couple years ago. But this
Yeah.
has been like a thing for years.
And
Oh.
basically, this kid is considered the guy that invented it, right? If
I
I'm
think
wrong.
so.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah, on
one
his
who
YouTube
invented
channel.
the creepy.
Well, he might have a perspective on it. But what I was going to
Oh,
say
wow.
was that
I
if
didn't
you're at an age where an emotion is fresh to you, wow,
Yes.
mark applause.
Yes.
that's cool.
insane.
When you're at an age, if you're at an age where something is fresh to you, you might be closer to that emotion than nostalgia at my age.
Yeah,
about
that's
something
true.
or something like that. So I don't know. It might be interesting. But
But I feel like the older you get too, you're able to explore more things that are grounded in like reality too.
Yeah,
which
for
is
sure.
pretty interesting because I don't know. I just turned 24 today.
you did.
Yeah. Have
But,
you experienced every emotion?
Dude, fuck no. Fuck no. And I can't wait to keep on experiencing the good ones and the bad ones. But
Yeah.
until I hit that stride, I feel like I'll be able to actually have a fully developed vision.
Wait till you
to
hit
back onto
apathy.
your-
I don't know. Look,
Wait till you
at the end of
feel
the day, to tie a nice little bow on this, and by the way, Turtle and Bardo, please like chime in if
Chime
you
in,
guys have
yeah.
anything on this.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Oh, Bardo, I got you that, by the way.
Does this work?
Hell yeah, it's all yours.
It works. Oh, okay, all right. No, I just mean to tie a nice little bow on that. At the end of the day, there's no clear roadmap. Go figure it out. Like, go. You want to be a good storyteller? Do that on your.
Jump in the pool.
Do that in your own on your
jump
own
in the
terms.
ocean.
One of the most
Buddy.
successful French directors started his first. He shot his first feature at 20, and now he's like retired at 30 something because he felt
What's
like
his
he
name?
wasn't getting- his name is
Oh, okay.
yeah.
It's like
Felipe.
Felipe.
That's what he's trying to say. But yeah,
That kind of fills me with existential dread, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That what?
Because like, who else does that at 20?
Right.
That's crazy.
That's a weird standard, man. Like,
Yeah.
look at Orson Welles. Orson Welles did, I've had this argument with a lot of cinephile friends. Orson Welles did Citizen Kane and maybe did a couple good things after that, and that was it. He was Orson Welles for the rest of his life. Let's just put it that way.
Exactly.
You know, and he was miserable by the end of his life.
Yeah,
You know, he didn't get to be a good storyteller because he peaked. You know, he peaked and
He got that D Rose
Yeah,
effect.
dude, he did Citizen Kane, then he did those wine commercials.
right. Those drunk wine commercials. Yeah, it's great. But yeah, that's my point. I mean, there's no clear roadmap. So go make films and do your thing and tell a story that you think isn't out there yet. Tell a story that you want to tell.
Dude, that's the coolest. Yeah. Have you guys ever hit in that wall where you're just kind of thinking about like, what's the fucking point of me comparing my fucking career to somebody else's?
Yeah,
And
for sure.
Let me just do this for the love of it. Let me just
Every
do it for
day, we have to remind ourselves of that, right? As storytellers. So, speaking of which, let's get into ratings.
Because
Goodfellas.
you picked Scorsese month, and you also curated this selection.
True.
Who would you like to go first?
You know what? Let's start with. I'm down to start with Turtle, and then go to Bardo after that.
Oh,
because,
Tortungus.
You know, I want to hear kind of the great outside
up to
quote
bat.
unquote perspective
Hell yeah.
of what Goodfellas.
Hell yeah.
Goodfellas?
Just
Yeah, a
speaking-
1 to
Give
10.
us a rating, 1 to 10, and then just tell us
A
briefly
quick
why.
justification.
Just speaking to the mic too.
Also, we
Yeah,
use,
please. I
like-
can't hear you guys. So
I got
if I
you.
can't hear you guys, the audience can.
Got you. For sure, that's I want to say that's like a perfect movie for me. That's
Really?
right
Like
up
a
my
10
alley.
out of 10?
Yeah, that's a 10 for
Fuck
me.
yeah.
Wow.
Personally, because that's exactly the style of movie that I go for.
Yeah?
That's the gangster movies are like my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Casino, I loved it.
Yeah.
But this one right here, like you said, it's perfect to start.
Sure.
To start off, dude. Like
Agreed.
for Scorsese, my favorite personally is Taxi Driver.
Okay.
All day long.
Ooh,
Yeah.
All day
Taxi
long.
Driver.
That-
Great
and
choice.
I love like the rawness of that.
Yeah.
But this movie right here, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah,
It's
for
art,
sure.
bro.
Yeah.
It's
So-
beautiful. Yeah.
how do you differentiate or like compare similarly in stories something like this to like Wolf of Wall Street? Do you feel like Wolf of Wall Street still will just never be as good as Goodfellas, or do you feel like they're both hitting the dime because of the way they tackle like the mobster movie?
Nah, this one I think just because the time, like the time that it's in, hits better for me personally.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know.
That's fair. Yeah.
Perfect dime.
Gangster movies.
Yep.
The gangster movies.
Bardo.
You're up, partner.
Bart Among Us.
See, I've got some hippy dippy opinions.
Okay.
Like, I
No,
think
by the way, the first things out of each of your mouths came to no surprise to anybody. I love gangster pictures, and I have some hippy dippy shit to say.
well, I just think it's kind of sacrilegious to rate movies in general.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Man?
Welcome to the
Like,
WatchTower Film
everything-
Podcast.
Yeah, man. Like everything's its own piece of art.
For sure.
It's
For sure.
this is all subjective, by the way. It will forever be subjective.
Let me
If it makes you feel
reiterate
better,
this.
Bardo, I completely agree with you, and 100%. But this is a building of no religion.
Yeah.
Let me
No, like
throw an idea at you.
hit it.
Okay. The reason we do a rating, because I mean, all art is subjective, is because we know that there is a feeling that we get when we watch a movie and it impacts us, and there's movement, and it makes us want to like tell stories, and there's a compelling element to it all, compared to films that we feel we were swindled by and all that. And because of that general feeling alone, that means that there has to be something intrinsically good or bad about the film. Now, these ratings, as arbitrary as they may be, they're meant for us to also evaluate what can be done better as a filmmaker and what is a shortcoming of storytelling. So, I mean, I think that's something that we've always had,
Yeah.
but we've never really contextualized. Because we're always like, oh, what should
We'll
we rate?
always have that perspective. Right? We're
Yeah.
all storytellers, so we'll always have the perspective
But
of
that's
like
where I sit at.
hopefully
good.
being forced to be just a moviegoer, a cinephile, but also knowing that our filmmaking desires are influencing our opinions.
Yeah.
So
Also,
yeah.
personal preference is always going to like sway the final rating, but there is a feeling. There is a
Yeah.
feeling of like, if you watch this and you watch Sharknado, you're not going to be like equal.
In this, you're bound to make like a point that somebody watching will relate to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I mean, fuck, dude. I've watched this movie like 10 times.
Yeah.
So, like,
Fuck
you
yeah.
know,
Just
I
rookie
give it
numbers.
the Ebert 2 thumbs up or whatever bullshit.
Right.
But, like, it's a movie of just both pure art and just pure fucking
Hell yeah.
style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, every single shot, every single moment, every single line of this film is just like,
All right,
yeah, dude.
what about this? How influential is this movie in your own personal filmmaking process?
I mean, for this, like, I think about the intro, like that, the first 2 fucking minutes of this movie. You know, from the title credits into the like, bam, 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 like
As
everything
far back
ever
as I can
approached
remember,
with.
I always wanted to be a gangster.
Yeah, every
Yes.
Red light.
single-
Oh, dude.
every
good.
single thing that I like write, like the first 2 pages, I'm like, okay, but how did this
Yeah.
film do it? You know, what
I
mean?
couldn't agree more.
Like it
good.
hooks you so instantly through the title, through the
I'll
style, through the
I'll add
lighting.
something to your point, and if you agree, I even let it influence me in 2 ways that people hate me for when they read my scripts: in camera direction and the needle drops. That's constantly what I'm thinking about in the first 10 pages. Is what am I going to needle drop in these moments? Do they matter? Will it matter? And I know what I want this thing to fucking look like. Barring everything else out, I don't care if I'm writing this on spec. I'm going
Yeah.
to put what I want this thing to look like.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. And like this needle drop is probably the best.
Yeah.
Like in most,
Yeah.
I have a hard time finding another one other than the fucking cream one in this movie.
Or
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
or everything that this influenced in terms of needle drops, things like Boogie Nights, things like Dazed and Confused, things like every needle drop post Goodfellas was influenced by Scorsese. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. I
And
don't think
then-
that's a hot take.
I got into an argument with a
that's a
film
banger.
professor about this, like in film school. Like I got into an argument about there's nobody who does needle drops better, and they're like, no, he didn't invent it. No, he didn't invent it, but he made it so much fucking better.
Yeah.
There was rarely the use of soundtrack in films before Goodfellas. People don't realize
Wait.
that.
In the Mood for Love?
And The Mood for Love came after Goodfellas.
Prove it.
I saw it first.
Yeah.
Look,
I used to
Easy
use stuff
Rider.
like Carlos
Easy
on this.
Rider was
Not
like there
anymore.
was a huge gap between Easy Rider and Goodfellas. Just put it that way. Easy Rider started to kind of do some shit.
Yeah.
Just because it was in '69
Was
and
the
the Summer of Love, and it was there's soundtrack in there because it's inevitable. It's '69, but Goodfellas mastered the needle drop.
Yeah.
So rating, Bardo, if any,
I'd say like 12 out of 12.
12 out of 12.
12 out of 12, I like that.
I love it.
Damn, that's so like rebellious.
Yeah, dude.
That's-
It's Bardo.
Look at
What
me,
you
bro.
expect?
I'd say it
Just like
fits
this
in the
film.
triangle.
Bro, conformity.
Yeah, it's like this film. This film is rebellious. This film is saying, "Oh, you guys like one narrator? Ha! Let me play with this. How
I
about
gotta-
these camera shots and these edits?
I got a question
yeah.
for you guys. What color is math?
What color is
red,
math?
duh.
Yeah,
Black.
it's fucking red.
Nah, it's blue.
It's red.
Black. It's black and white.
No, no.
blue.
It is black and white.
I want the audience. You guys are on the white shot right now, and I want the audience to see that you guys are wrong.
Hey! High five!
That's it.
Comment if you think he's wrong.
Just like this film in many traditional senses.
Was the dress white and gold or blue and
Oh gosh, let's not start with this. CK rating.
Rate
Oh,
this
you
up.
skipped
Honestly, all right. So I'm gonna give
No,
it a
because I'm
1
going to go Austin
point.
last, so they have a
I'm
chance
just
to
playing.
switch out.
Let's give it a-
Premeditated, partner. Go on.
I'm debating between a 9.4 and a 9.6.
Okay.
Damn, I'm around there
And
too.
the only reason why it would be lower is because lower than a 10 is because I've seen this shit, and I'm kind of like now every single edit
That's
cut.
the- yeah,
I'm expecting it, but
Yeah.
that's no stance to like limit how fucking amazing this
Yeah.
movie is because
Yeah,
it's fucking it's a banger. But I'll give it a 9.6.
9.6. Austin.
Shout it.
Oh, do you have any more fun facts about Austin?
That my middle name is not fucking Tyronius.
His middle name is Tyronius.
It is now, bro.
I haven't seen his
just gotta-
driver's license. I don't believe
gotta
you.
make it legal.
My
Tyrone.
driver's license on camera.
You gotta show your
Tyrone, get it on the
Hey
mic.
Tyronius, can you show your driver's license?
Yeah, if you're not showing it on camera, then it's not real.
Oh, the little-
you see that
the little
hair flip?
wiggle?
Dang.
Damn.
Dude, I don't know what to do
Whip
with
it
it
back and
anymore.
forth.
Just don't put shampoo or condition. Just get dreads. Fuck it.
Rating.
Fuck. I didn't think about this. I know we do this every episode, and I just didn't think about it.
You said this was like your second.
This is my second viewing. The first time I saw it, I was very underwhelmed. Very underwhelmed.
He was. I was there.
And this time, even though I was distracted like significantly because we literally shoot tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who's getting shot tomorw?
Your
Oh, you're gonna get made
getting
tomorrow.
made.
You're
bro.
getting made tomorrow.
Wow.
You didn't know?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Come, wear a nice suit.
Congrats.
And it's just
Just
would tell me that
Just
before.
tip. Wear a red tie. Go on.
yeah. For your casket, you know.
What?
Just like,
what the fuck did you do
I have no idea. It just
Oh,
started
no.
like overlaying.
for our video?
Our audience definitely
Yeah,
saw that
they're
shit.
gonna
You
see
guys saw
that.
that?
we're in the
Damn.
back room.
We're
so-
leaving that.
Hey,
in. That
hey,
looked kind
chat,
of cool though.
chat, clip that.
What
Oh,
happened?
Dear God, we're not streaming. The second viewing was just fantastic.
Wow.
9-8.
9-8.
9-8.
Yeah. 9-8.
Wow.
I'm
me
trying
go?
to, but it's because. Nah, fuck it.
Stamp
It's a
on
dime.
it.
It's a
It's a
dime.
dime.
9.6.
It's a
I,
dime.
I,
For real?
I believe that it belongs on the pantheon of cinema.
Yeah.
That is true.
It's a dime.
How you making me think about
Obviously,
mine?
obviously, there's imperfections. Every film
Absolutely.
has it.
Yeah.
But what it means to cinema.
Bardo, like, no, what imperfections?
He's like, "Rah."
Well, we caught that one
Yeah, I was
shot.
gonna say,
Yeah.
you cut that one
You know,
thing.
that's
but
the
it's like
beautiful
those-
thing. That's the
Yeah.
beautiful thing about Scorsese as a magician. You know, like
Yeah.
he knows
Scorsese's
exactly how to favor performance over
Yeah.
technical or favor
Yes.
art over, you know, technical. It's just, it
But like
Doesn't matter.
the reason I say it belongs in the pantheon. We talk about Scorsese being one of the greats.
yeah.
Goodfellas should be one of the films of his that you should see. So I think it belongs in the area of like
This
say the
yeah.
20 films you should need to watch before you die. Goodfellas is in there.
This feels like one of those movies where, like, if you have never seen a single movie in your life and you're old enough to, you should watch this movie.
That's interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting.
know
Like
what?
a lot of people have the conversation of like, if you could bury a film for future civilizations to find,
This is
I
on
think
there.
this is
what goes in that capsule, right? Or like a lot of people give the other argument of like, if you have to send a capsule into space to show you what human
We did already,
history
but
is.
it was too early.
Right.
Or did you see the guy who he made like an
They put the Beatles in there.
indestructible fucking hot Cheeto bag?
Oh yeah, like cement and then buried and shit. Yeah. But yeah, so like, is which ones are they, right?
Yeah.
To you, which films are you going to
I
show
got-
to show cinema? Period.
I got 3.
What are your 3?
Boogie Nights.
No, you
No,
can't-
honestly, no.
you-
No,
So
you
you
I'll
can't-
change
you
that.
But I mean, we're
cannot-
talking top 3.
Bro, you cannot send them
Aliens are
Boogie
gonna
Nights.
watch this.
Look, man, I know
No,
it's
no, no,
Philip
I
Seymour
say-
Hoffman's birthday today, but
don't-
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Hold on.
You don't wanna show
You
ET.
can't send them Boogie Nights because then all the female aliens are going to come and then they're going to be disappointed. Because they're going to see Mark at the end and then they're going to see an
yeah, Dirk
Yeah.
Dirk Diggler sets a standard.
Damn, that's okay. So definitely Boogie Nights. Fucking, I gotta say, honestly, Parasite and Silence of the Lambs, and then
Wow.
probably Goodfellas.
What a
Nah, like, you can't go 4. You can't fit them in there. It's only 3.
also
It's a small ship.
Paddington too.
Paddington 2.
Paddington, honestly,
it's just
I heard
Paddington
it is a
2.
banger.
I watched that in Doctors today.
What about Fast 5?
Hard. Is it fire?
It's fucking fire.
Paddington 2? Did it make you want to become a better man?
Bardo said it. Bardo, certified.
It was great.
Paddington 2.
Look, all I'm going to say, take this with a grain of salt. Bard also watched Skibbity Toilet and said he gets it.
Oh no,
He
baby.
gets it. I get it. I get it.
If you don't get it, dude,
You don't get it.
You
not
just
the
don't get.
future
Then
of
you're just
cinema,
not
bro.
Dada, dude.
sorry.
You gotta listen.
I don't
the
listen to hip
dialogue.
hop. Anyways,
You gotta listen to the dialogue, not hear it.
Wait, what ratings did I miss when I walked out of
so Turtle gave it a dime.
Turtle.
Bardo gave it a 12 out of 12.
All right, and then it was me.
And then CK gave it a 9.8, 9.6.
What a
No,
bitch.
Six,
9.6.
What a pussy. He's scared.
You know what? Boogie Nights. That's all I'll say.
Everybody's scared of that dime.
That was for the longest time.
Castro?
I'll go 9.6, man. This
9.6.
is to me a masterclass in everything: storytelling, character development, and just for me, the fun watch is to see the behind the scenes of what mobsters do. I think that just really caught my eye for sure. And then
For
obviously
sure.
the camera movements. I was introduced to like the Warner. Everybody talks about it.
Fucking.
So, yeah,
banger.
I'll
The one or the Zolly, dude. Whenever people talk about Zollies, they always talk about that diner
Jaws.
shop.
Or,
The fucking Zolly.
Jaws is this one, yeah.
yeah.
Zolly for you film posers.
So yeah,
is a
9.6.
Zolly.
9.6.
I wouldn't say I'd leave a little bit of room because I already seen it so many times, but
Sure.
9.6.
All right. Hello?
There is a right answer.
There is, and you have so much pressure on you right now because we could break tower history in this moment if you give the right answer.
No
No,
right
I
answer.
think we've broken that record already, right?
I think
Big
so.
whammy, big whammy.
I
Oh,
think
shit.
we have. I could be wrong. I think In the Mood for Love or
Yeah,
the
I
Before
think-
trilogy, one of those was like a dime
Yeah.
all around.
Mushroom.
I'm trying to copy your rating. Give me-
Playing charades.
Yeah, we always do this. We never talk about it, but we're always like, where
Charades.
do we sit?
They also
Wait, don't you guys know each other? Look
Hey,
at his
hey,
cock.
hey,
Look at his cock.
They also wipe for each
I love
other.
when they all does it.
don't I know? Show me a cock. Wait,
Dude, hey, you and I should make movies
It's
together.
so casual the way he says it.
Crazy idea.
That was such a good bit with Alan. Wait, don't I
Because
know
it was
you?
perfectly timed
Yeah,
and everything, dude.
I've worked on it. There's so much intention into that stupid joke. Don't I know you? Wait.
Rating.
Show me a cock. Damn it! I'm trying to use the cine gods.
You don't have to look to the right to Carlos because I know that's going to intimidate you.
Cine gods speak through me.
Shit.
Wait, they're in you. I can feel them.
Get out! There's a
Not through
great
there.
joke, real quick. There's a great joke by Mark Maron, and he's talking to those like people who knock on the door and they're like, "Hey, have you found Jesus?" And he's like, "Okay, I get it. Like, you go and you let Jesus into your heart." And he's like, "But what if you do something wrong and he wants out of your heart? Like, can you let him out? Like, how do you get Jesus out? And does it hurt?"
So
you know?
exactly,
Demon.
depending on what your rating is, you might let the cine gods out.
Oh God,
that's
Jesus
like-
ain't happy.
Wait, really quick. Was this your first viewing?
No.
He saw it in film school, as most people
What
do.
a nerd.
Nobody was first screening, right? Like everybody's seen Goodfellas a
Yeah,
number of
no,
times.
it's
We are all
I've got it
cultured.
right.
we all popped that cherry.
Safe to say,
long
like
ago.
Austin.
Not my cake.
Safe to say that it's your second screening.
Yeah, it's my second.
Second screening.
You guys didn't have like television.
I know,
cable?
yeah, to me,
You guys
that
would
was
just
me.
Flip into the channels and this
I
thing came
never
out?
remember this being on cable.
This
Bro.
one, Shawshank, mic drops. Or
I've
Yeah,
never
like
Remote
if
drop.
it wasn't on HBO
Oh,
for
man.
the full version,
They
it was
played-
on TNT for the
I
limited
don't think
version.
I don't
Right?
think
Hotel fucking TV.
Fuck
You,
yeah.
You check into your hotel,
Yeah.
you turn on.
You turn on the Goodfellas.
You turn
display.
it on.
I feel
you got
so
VeggieTales
bad.
and
Contract to have
Goodfellas.
it in every
in the
hotel.
same class that I saw Goodfellas,
Details and
one of the assignments was Shawshank Redemption, and
Banger.
that was the one that the professor said like, "Hey guys, because of X, Y, or Z reason, we're not gonna have a quiz on it, but like you really should watch this movie. It's part of the thing." And I skipped it like an ass. But
You've never seen Shawshank Redemption?
I've never seen it.
Wow.
I skipped that one.
That's interesting. I'm curious to
think
see
it's
your
very good
perspective on
storytelling.
it now because when you grow up and you've seen Shawshank, growing up, you deem it the best film of all time. But if you've developed your palate enough, you're like,
nah.
it sits in a special
It's
place
so
in your heart,
Walter
but it's
Mitty.
not
There's so
fucking,
many
yeah.
elements about it. It's so good, dude.
It's Walter Mitting
Right.
all over the place.
When Red just starts talking out of nowhere, and you're like, what
It's
the
a
fuck?
little
Okay.
overrated. A little overrated.
What?
Before we get sidetracked,
Look,
think 'cause
I
it's
feel
just
the
been
same way
rewatched
about like,
so many
though it
times.
holds a very, very special place in my heart and I love it and I'll watch it anytime it's on. I feel the same way about Forrest Gump.
Nah.
I love Forrest Gump,
But that's.
but
I
it's
don't
a
know.
little,
hearing- I
don't
it's a
know.
little overrated.
before we get sidetracked,
I'm hearing.
Gump's too boomer.
Hold on. I was
think-
talking to the synagogues. And trying to
Where
talk
you
to
at?
Carlos. for
Where
some
you
reason.
at?
A 9.6.
Damn. That's not the right
Turtle
answer.
just got really sad.
Elaborate.
Turtle went from heart to chub.
I you know what? I think I've suffered from
You suffer
That's
from
always a great way to start.
Let's give him a test.
From
I think I've
Moronism?
suffered from bad cinema for so long.
I have a mild case of the Sharknado-isms.
Yeah.
No, I've
I need to rinse
seen
my palate.
even though it's my second screening, I've seen a lot of like film analysis clips and when they're trying to explain certain concepts in the writing and the character. And because this one, I think sits at like a dime in most people's eyes for expert execution in quality storytelling, amazing cinematography, like everything that's packaged in it so well. There's some parts that I don't want to say feel formulaic, but they don't have the same punch. I remember when I first watched it, it was like I immediately wanted to show it to everybody. I'm like, this is great. What nobody
Sure,
does
sure.
nobody know about this? And everybody knew about it, and I look like an idiot.
Right.
But I was
Were you kidnapped?
no, but I was really like in this screening, it's almost like looking at the Mona Lisa. Like the Mona Lisa is always going to be the Mona Lisa, and it's always going to be this image of perfection, and it's something that people will imitate and strive for because it sits on the Rushmore of cinema.
And it-
you know,
and
But I find that statement so interesting because though I agree and that's a great perspective.
Yeah.
Like that might even be the title of this episode, is Goodfellas and Mona Lisa of cinema.
Rushmore.
You know, my perspective on it is that anybody, this is what's great about this statement, is that anybody who is just an avid or average moviegoer will see Goodfellas and say, yeah, that was great. Like if somebody who's not a fan of art and cares nothing, but is in Paris and happens to be at the Louvre, it's like, oh, I guess I should check out the Mona Lisa. And then they see it and they're like, well, that's tiny, but it's pretty great. Like, I get it.
Like, can anybody ever look at the Mona Lisa with fresh eyes?
Right.
Can anybody ever look at Goodfellas?
But by the same token,
Void?
like, they'll see it and still be like, I was in the presence of the Mona Lisa. Like, cool, bucket list, got it. But an art major in grad school who loves art, you know, like, they'll go and they'll be like, yeah, the texture of the paint and the quality of the, like, the brush strokes are there. So like it's what I love about something like Goodfellas is that it's undeniably, you know, belongs where it belongs in the
You
conversation.
ever seen the Mona Lisa though?
I haven't.
Exactly.
What does that mean?
Damn.
Why? Because it's this big.
Damn.
and-
Oh, I'm
It looks
sorry,
like you
I can't
ever-
afford.
Hey,
It follows
is
you.
there something wrong with it being that big?
You know, ask the aliens, bro. They've seen Dirk Diggler's dick at this point.
Okay,
Hey, man.
Bardo,
let
because
him
you
know
already
up
flexed
front.
it. What was the Mona Lisa like?
I've never seen it.
Shut up. Yeah.
Okay,
Don't lie to me
9'6".
and make me feel poor again. Get out of here.
9'6".
How about you
Nine-
go buy a slinky? Jeez.
9'6".
9'6".
9'6". Cool. I respect it. I fucks with it.
What's the correct answer?
No.
Yeah, that's what we're all waiting for.
Listen, I went into this. I think I had a conversation with somebody about, like, right before we screened it.
God, here we go.
It was probably the low. I went into this thinking, like, I probably already know my rating. I'm probably going to sit somewhere at like a 9'6", 9'7". Genuinely, you're there. And then I thought, I've seen this a million times. I know this film inside and out. I'm cool with it.
You were locked in.
Yes, because you know why? Because I was trying hard. I was like, no, Carlos, don't do that. Every screening is a fresh screening with a picture like Goodfellas.
Yes,
So
yes.
treat it that way. What are we getting this way?
No, but you were reacting like
He really got into it.
Yeah.
And well, it was half like I know what's coming and I fucking love this moment, and it was half discovering the magic trick I hadn't seen before. And because I discovered this magic trick, I'm at a dime.
My man.
I'm at a 10. Typically, I'd say no, there's room to grow. Scorsese has become a better storyteller because I don't think he peaked with Goodfellas. He got better as a storyteller.
For sure.
But at the same time, it's understanding that, like, most people think, like, if you don't know anything about any director, you think, oh, yeah, they made that hit, and then after that hit, they were off to the races. They were cemented. Scorsese had to go through a journey to get to Goodfellas. Goodfellas was like almost like his last, like, if I don't do well on this, I'm getting fucked out of the industry, because he literally, the way he cast Ray Liotta was at the Venice Film Festival, and they were both there. And Scorsese had to have security guards around him. They didn't even let Liotta in to meet him. Like, he was trying to get in, like, no, I'm up for his movie. Like, because he had a security around him because of the criticism he got for Last Temptation of Christ. People wanted to kill him. He got death threats. He was banned from Rome and China, Scorsese. So, like, he had gone through a journey. Before that, King of Comedy bombed. Before that, New York bombed. Like, it was a journey to get to Goodfellas.
Hey,
it wasn't
Michael
just
Jackson's.
He did do Michael
Hey.
Jackson's Bad, if
Because
that makes
I'm
anybody
bad.
feel
That,
better.
that
But
didn't bomb.
but
It got a 7.8 in the rating.
yeah. But
So would you say
Scorsese.
Raging Bull was like the last thing?
Raging Bull was the last good. No, well, Color of Money was a hit in theaters. It was a run of the mill, movie, and it was a sequel technically. So it's like Raging Bull was the last critically acclaimed Scorsese as a voice in cinema thing to do. It took 10 years to get back to, oh, he's here to stay. Nobody can fuck with Scorsese. He's a made man in cinema.
You didn't knock me down, Ray.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's important to note that because, again, legends aren't made overnight, and you have to value how much life he had to live to be able to make Goodfellas, a film about what he saw in his childhood from the window of having asthma that he couldn't go out and play, and going to the Copacabana on prom night because he lived in New York. Like, you have to understand that it goes much deeper than it being this mob film based on a book. So I think all of that is surface level still until you get to a point where I just got to, and maybe you guys have gotten here. So if you have something to say, please, I'd really love to hear your perspective. But I got to a place in this screening that made me remember or realize Goodfellas is not about hotshot mobster films. In fact, Ray Liotta is the bottom of the barrel. Henry Hill, even in real life, was not a made man. And they say it in the film. But he was a worker. He was a worker bee. He was in no way, shape, or form king bee. And most people think, oh, yeah, it's about this dude who's like up there in the mob. It's like, no, dude, he was just like a guy that hung around these dudes. But the life itself is made so desirable by Scorsese that it didn't matter. If you just caught a whiff, if you were a fly on the wall in these rooms, it made all the difference in the world. And I think that's the magic trick of something like Goodfellas. You see the poster, you see the marketing, you see clips, you see the film, and you're like, fuck, man, that felt just like Wolf of Wall Street. People don't realize that most of Scorsese's films are about the fall of Rome. Like, they don't realize that it's almost more about the fall than it is about the rise. The rise is a desirable part, but it's a cautionary tale. Goodfellas is a cautionary tale at the end of the day. It's not glorifying the mob style. It's saying this thing existed in this point in time and it's gone. But while it was there, we were kings. And even if you weren't a king, if you were a peasant to the king, you were a king because you lived in this lifestyle. And that's the magic trick that I think he pulled off with Goodfellas, is to make something look like it's not. To deceive the audience and say, hey, it's about these badass mobster dudes who just fucking got away with everything. No, they didn't. That's actually kind of the ending. Like, that's kind of actually the point. They never get away with anything. So yeah, that magic trick just, again, reminds me like a master in his element, and 10 out of 10 because of what he was able to do. And most people say, like, you can forgive bad picture, or bad this or bad that. But in this scenario, nobody gives a shit. And when a storyteller can make you feel like nobody gives a shit about the technical, nobody gives a shit about having a perfect Steadicam shot in this scenario, it doesn't matter. What matters is what it's making you feel. And if you can surpass the technical elements of storytelling to make you remember, oh shit, I'm in the story, it doesn't matter. Even for filmmakers, especially for filmmakers. If a filmmaker can see Goodfellas and be like, I don't give a shit what lens they were on, and I don't give a shit how they set up the lighting. Like, this film just makes me feel something. I think that's the ultimate compliment you can pay a storyteller. And I think it's undeniable with Goodfellas. So that's my take thus far. 10 out of 10.
Same.
Yeah, I think it's a tough movie to like analyze, because like you're like, okay, how'd they get this shot or whatever? But then you're just in the fucking moment. You're like,
You forget.
Oh fuck, they
forget.
killed him. No,
Yeah.
you know, like there's a few times where you're just like, how the fuck did they do this? Oh fuck, no, you know, like it's crazy.
And most of the time you think that was so simple in its technical, like in its technical fronts, it's so simple. But how he used the tool is so amazing. And that's more important. He realized that having a techno crane for crossing the street on a Steadicam shot, whatever, it didn't matter. Like, what mattered was like how he used it.
Even
And
like
that's amazing.
like on this screening, at least for me, I was impressed at like the writing of it all and the way the story was delivered, because you're getting these voiceovers that are explaining a scene, but then like, how do you write all these things that should feel separated, but then through a careful voiceover connects all the tissue?
Because voiceover can get stale. We talked about exposition in Inception and how we felt like, dude, get to the fucking point. Like, this, that. But on paper, a voiceover is meant to give you exposition. That's all a voiceover is intended to do. But if you do it masterfully this way,
Yeah, we never lingered too long anywhere, but we always felt like connected. Like, to me, the voiceover that stands out the most is when I keep forgetting her name, but the main
Bracco.
wife's character,
Karen.
Lorraine Bracco.
Yeah, Karen.
Karen.
When she's first at
The party, and she's talking about the other wives.
yeah, and she's listening to everybody and the dialogue that all these women are having, and just, you know, a basic thing being like it's almost like reading a book. It's like they all have poor makeup and bad skin, but they all feel empowered knowing that they're with men who would kill for them.
Because those are the undertones
Yeah.
that people don't use in voiceover for whatever reason. It's like what we talked about in Ni Tu Mamá También. They're on this road and they're talking about a monument on the hill that has absolutely nothing to do with their story, until you realize, oh, the monument on the hill is why they built this road and why they're driving on this road. And like it's all the underlying tones that do matter if you pay close enough attention. Where Karen's character didn't want to become like these fucking people. And sure enough, she doesn't. She doesn't become the lady in the stands crying over her husband in prison. She becomes the lady running from the life. because she never wanted that to begin with. She was a good girl from a good Jewish family. Like there's so much that these undertones exist, and I'm so glad you picked up on that because it's massive.
Yeah.
And you can't get it. You can't get it until.
Would you say through Karen's view is almost like the audience mirror?
No. If anything, I think that the audience mirror is Ray Liotta. Because I think Ray Liotta...
But I think since Karen is the only one, since she's the only one that's from the outside of the...
Yeah, but she's a woman. And I'm kidding. I'm joking. Wait. Don't cancel me, please.
You're fucked, buddy.
Look, I think you're both right. Whether we like it or not, Henry explains it. Henry's an outsider. Make no mistake. He's an outsider of the Italian mob of Nostra Cosa. He's an outsider.
He's at 100% Sicilian or whatever?
No, he's 50% Sicilian.
Yeah,
that's why he
right.
can't get made.
Right.
He's an outsider. By all intents and purposes, he's an outsider. But Karen is only involved in the life as far as a wife can be.
Right.
So she's absolutely an audience perspective, too. I think so.
Sorry, the law. You got canceled, but
You're fucked,
Just
buddy.
bleep that out.
Hold on.
No, I've been...
I've been restored.
Is this what internal voiceover
Yeah.
feels like?
Voiceover.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The
I
words in the
think
head.
that's great. And Nicholas Pileggi, who wrote the book,
Yeah.
who wrote Wise Guy, he had a lot to say in terms of like this lifestyle and what he was writing about and how he was going into it. But Nicholas Pileggi and Scorsese co-wrote the script. If you know anything about Scorsese, you know that he very rarely ever wrote scripts in his career. I think I can count on one hand how many scripts he wrote. He'd never deemed himself a writer. So for him to co-write Goodfellas was kind of a big deal. And he also got nominated. See you shortly.
See you mañana.
Farewell to Bardo. Long may he reign.
In Breaking the Rules.
We just got so triggered because we disagree entirely
He
with
literally
what
walked
everybody
away.
said. No, I'm just kidding. No, I have to go take care of, like Austin said, we have to take care of some production stuff for tomorrow.
Yes.
But thank you guys for the birthday. Like, I really wish I could stay here for another fucking hour or so. Just a monologue about Goodfellas because this shit's fire.
You deserve it, brother. I don't like the way you just moved that mic right.
I know, right? He just really settled it back in.
Ladies, big doubt.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to later after this? Mom,
Later.
when's the last
Later,
time you
dog.
were at later?
Have fun.
Dude, like a year ago. Is it still there?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
So,
I think Jason. I'm gonna have Jason unload.
later, sirs.
no, we can keep this in, Gus. This is
Okay,
a fun
okay.
little interaction.
Yeah,
I
it's
just hate when there's,
real,
like,
man.
Yeah.
It's all real.
Nothing's real, bro.
No, yeah, just like Nicholas Pileggi and Scorsese writing together was a big deal about this film because Scorsese got the book and like literally called Nicholas Pileggi, which I'll kind of close out the podcast with, but Scorsese was in the room telling Nicholas Pileggi like, "Oh, I hear Cream. I hear Sunshine Over Your Love by Cream. We got to put that in this moment." Like
Just
he was just giving these notes and condensing certain parts because he knew the tenacity and the momentum that this film had to have and how voiceovers in excerpts were going to work. And everything was crucial.
I will say, to the point of the needle drop, you know, a lot of people I think will just hear a cool song
Right.
and then imagine like how it would fit into a scene or a moment. And they, like, you know, we've all had that moment where we're listening to a song
Yeah.
and then we say like, oh, this is like a road trip song. Like
Right.
it just feels like you're driving
Sure.
off and, you know, the song plays and just gets you in the
Perfect for
rhythm.
this moment, yeah.
But what I think is fascinating is that, and again, this is probably what adds to it being a dime, is there's a balance between it being older music to kind of insinuate that we're here, we're in this
Right.
era. It's almost like a golden age of
Right.
the mafia, right?
Right.
Like this,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, like a kid going into a soda shop and robbing the show to stop, and then everybody like kind of smiles, and they're like, "Hey," even the cops are like, "Hey, I saw you just robbed that guy. Why do I get a cut?" Like, you know, it's this golden age. Then when it goes into this newer music, that modern time, it helps to show the audience, okay, not only is there a time shift, but also the energy shifted. It's not as clean anymore. It's this kind of
it's
like
not as nuclear.
it's polished. Yeah, like when they're in it's like the Copacabana listening to all these singers, there's a polish to
It's
everything.
Vegas. It's Rat Pack. It's Sinatra and Bobby Vinton and
Everything has a fresh coat of wax. Like, I mean, it's all just there. But later on,
you start seeing the
it's
neon
the
signs of
scuffs,
Vegas plummet.
Yeah, it's the scuffs. It's the marquees that are dimly lit. And again, those are things that you feel.
Yeah.
And regardless of how expertly the filmmaker used it, you're kind of pushing aside technique or technical ability for the fact that like they're able to generate those feelings within the audience.
Most people will say, why did he use the last part of Layla? Layla is this ravaging, it's this huge song at the beginning, and it's got this great guitar solo, and he used the piano part with no lyrics and all emotion, like because he's a master in his craft. Like, most people will let a long song play out like that, and then how can we fill out this montage? Because we got to get all of Layla, or even George Harrison song at the end when the cocaine kind of situation is happening.
Cocaine.
That sequence you're in the middle of the song when it comes in. So again, most people will look at this and be like, why Manish Boy, when Muddy Waters Manish Boy comes on, like, that song can be grossly used if not careful, and he used it perfectly. All of these fucking films, like Rags to Riches to open the film, Tony Bennett's Rag to Riches, such a great juxtaposition. Every needle drop is so expertly curated. I couldn't agree with that more.
I'm gonna hate myself, and I know a lot of people that's watching this can want to know about this.
That's okay.
What about that oneer? I've seen so many videos online where they're just doing a circle.
Because again, it's a filmmaker saying, okay, we need this to be this amount of time. We need it to look bigger than it is.
But does it take away that it's a circle? Does it
No,
take away?
not at all. Because, and we've started having these conversations like director to DP. You're not saying what is it doing reality wise. You're saying what is the feeling we need to get from a shot. Like especially when we're trying to justify things like a oneer or a crane shot. There are shots that look cool, but then there's a difference between that and shots that feel or tell you something emotionally.
Yeah.
So that one was just trying to show us that he's going through a big restaurant?
No.
Or
the space has very little to do with it. What has the most to do with it is the amount of people that he's giving money to. The amount of workers that, number one, are allowing him to be in the kitchen.
Everything kind of has its moment because, look, you see a long line and
That
he's
he's
able
skipping.
to cut
Right, okay.
straight in the middle of it. So that's your first kind
And
of
he
thing.
says it in the conversation. He says, it's much better to go this way. Like the car. It starts with the car.
Yeah.
She says, you're just going to leave your car like that? What if something happens? No, it's better. It's much better than paying for parking somewhere. You cut through the line. It's much better
and
to
then
go
the
this
fact
way.
that
It's much faster.
even though he opens a side door, somebody opens the door for him.
And why
You
stay
get
on the oneer?
Why
Just
is what?
Why stay on the oneer?
Because
I
it
know it's
shows the
cool.
lifestyle. The lifestyle
shows-
is that he's able to move fast, bump into a bunch of people, and he knows everybody.
You know
and
what
everybody knows
Delal
him.
told me lately, because we've had a lot of people
It's such a
be
beautiful.
cool with us and stuff. And we go to a mixer and he's like, is this what you feel like in mixers? You walk into the room and it's like, hey, Bobby, what's going on? Hey.
That's how I felt the last mixer.
Like, it's true.
Hey, there
it's
you
just,
are.
It's just like, they
Or
know.
POV, your turtle for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I've seen...
I get around.
Yeah. Poof,
Because I'm
everybody
not
just
gonna
goes
lie,
to
when I was
turtle.
little, I used to love this type of shots, not knowing this was from Goodfellas. Like,
Right.
Oh, he did go in a circle around the kitchen. That's
He
funny.
does. He does.
You see the coats from the beginning.
But also, I mean, the reality is, and
Uh-huh.
I've had this too. If you go into parties, even if it's like in a small space, you'll go and greet everybody, and then like keep going around.
I
And
don't think that's the intention. I think
No,
the
no,
intention
it
is.
kind of-
But
I
I'm
don't think
saying
that's the
it
intention.
justifies authenticity
Yeah.
because
Like he's going
the,
to
the
a
way he
gathering.
cuts through and everything. I mean, sure.
I think it's the magic
it's-
trick. I think it's this girl needs to feel
For
that
sure.
everybody in this fucking building knows him and he's important. How do we accomplish that? In this scenario,
I like that.
How do we accomplish that? He is the most important person in the room.
Stay on.
Also, the juxtaposition of seeing this guy go, pay off everybody, cut through, and he's able to be in the back rooms of like this very high scale restaurant that's about to have a live show, and then all this just to be like, what do you do again? I'm in construction.
Yeah.
That's the
Like
line.
So I'm a
that-
union delegate.
if so, I think we compare other filmmakers sometimes and try to say like if somebody else did the same shot, what would have went right and what would have went wrong. I think if anybody else had directed this based off of what was in the script, cuts through the place, waves hi to people,
Maybe quick
sits down-
montage
No, no,
shots of
That's what I'm
shaking
saying.
hands,
No,
of
He stayed
giving
on the
money.
wonder.
and sits down to like have that line like, "Oh, I'm in construction." A lot of other filmmakers, I think, would have.
Would have been cheeky with like, I'm in construction, wink, wink, like a big smile, like a fake smile.
No, but with this one, he already showed you, so
they,
he's like,
would have done
nice.
it this screwball comedy thing, like,
Yes.
"Oh, I'm in construction."
Exactly.
And then pay the guy behind them.
Exactly.
Or they would have skipped all that, but. This was so properly paced and built up in just the right way to make it feel real, but also give you that feeling that you're like, this guy is really connected in a way that nobody else is. You know,
I picked up on two more things. One thing that I
like this.
picked up on that was new for me about this wonder. One thing that I already knew. I always talk about the magic trick for storyteller. In this scenario, nobody cares about how you get the bunny in the hat. Nobody
I
gives
do.
a shit until you
I see.
until you're on TikTok and you see the diagram of how they put the bird in the cage so that
Yeah.
they don't crush it. Nobody gives a shit until they give a shit. So when you're watching
in the
the
Prestige, they crushed it.
yeah, they did.
Pissed me off.
But when they watch the magic trick in front of their eyes, when the magician is pulling the bunny out of the hat, that's amazing. It doesn't matter that the room is, you don't realize that the room is in circles, right? That's the first thing that I've always felt like, hey, yeah, it doesn't, like, you see the diagram of what he did and it's like, oh, that's cheeky, but who cares? You accomplished what he needed to. The other thing that I picked up on this screening was that when they finally get to their table, he says, I'm a union delegate, and they swing over, they pan over to, hey, this guy sent you a bottle. And then they get to the stage for the comedian. The comedian gives his bit, and it's funny, and it feels authentic. It doesn't feel like an actor playing a comedian. It feels like a dude who got hired for the stage that night.
Right.
Then the immediate thing that we cut to that most people don't pay attention to is a hit. It's a robbery. It's a robbery, right? Or he's killing a guy. I forget what it is. But the immediate thing we cut to is the crime that's being committed after him saying, I'm a union delegate. But we don't stop the comedian's bit.
oh no,
That continues to go on.
It's when they're going to the hair guy, right?
Yeah.
It's when he's trying to like extort money out of him.
They're going to a crime, right? We're going to a shakedown. But the bit of the club, the noise of the club, the jokes don't stop. Why? They do this. They shake down these people to maintain this lifestyle.
Okay.
So to me, that means when a mobster, when a hired gun, when a criminal, in this scenario that you just saw the benefits of this lifestyle, you just saw the glitz and glam of this lifestyle.
Right.
I'm fairly certain that like when they're fucking shaking somebody down, they're not thinking about like, I got to commit this crime. They're thinking about like, shit, Copacabana sounds nice right now. This is why I do it. I do it so I can go back to the Copa and get a front row seat.
No, and also I picked up on that too.
When they're burying the body?
No.
They're kinda like-
I picked up on the fact that there's this chase for the lifestyle.
Yes.
And this like almost like clawing at it.
An addiction.
When you first see him do drugs, because it's almost like you're trying to explain that there's so much that needs to be done just to maintain this lifestyle. And there's so much energy you need to like, oh, I got to go drop this off. I got to check with this guy. I got to go buy this thing. I got to go steal this car.
audience.
And I love how the pacing at first is this kind of like, hey, I'm living like a king. But then after a while, it's like, yeah, but if I want to keep living like a king, I got to go do this. I got to go do that. If I want to maintain the
paranoia,
affair, I
the
got to
paranoia.
like pay for an apartment that's across the street, which I have to go on Fridays.
My
and then-
guma. The
like-
audience has to be just as addicted to this lifestyle because we see it for very short amount of times.
Yeah.
When we do see it, it's grand. That's an amazing magic trick. Is when we
Yeah.
see it, it's grand.
And
it's a
that's-
room full of people, and you cutting through the people, and stacks of money being handed to you. We see it in very small portions, but we get addicted to it. We're like, dude, yes, he's getting away with this. But most of the film is everything they have to do to
But
get
that's
to
why
that
I
point.
kind of agree with my take on the wife being the audience's mirror.
Right.
Because, she's the only one that's seen it from the outside and eventually gets cut up in everything.
Right.
The only reason I said Ray Liotta had like a part in it is because I noticed that every time Pesci commits like something that like you're not even shaking down a guy, you just shot a guy for making a
kinda
joke.
stays out of it.
Like no, you see the camera cuts over and we focus on Ray Liotta's like reaction, which justifies to the audience. Yeah, this part was fucked up. This part wasn't part of the plan. Like you're allowed to be shocked or appalled at his actions.
Yeah.
Like I noticed that was supposed to be the grounding factor, and then the way you would see him go up to people and be like, "Hey, this guy went missing, and something's wrong. Like something feels off." I feel like I would often connect to Leota's character, and I'd be like, yeah, if I was in that situation, that's how I'd feel. Like
Yes.
This doesn't look right. This doesn't feel kosher anymore. Like at first, it's like, oh, you do a crime, and it's almost like the crimes themselves don't hurt anybody, especially the way like, yeah, we steal a box truck, we pay off the cops, then people form a line, and then we pay them off, and everything's fine. And
It's like the Belfort line. It's the Jordan Belfort line in Wolf of Wall Street where he says, the way I saw it, that their money was better in my pockets.
Yeah.
Like that's really how they think. And what's more is like, make no mistake, Henry Hill is Nick Carraway. The mob lifestyle is Gatsby.
Okay.
Ray Liotta's an observer at best. He's in it. He's living it. He gets to write the coattails of somebody else. But he's Nick Carraway. He's the guy like, I'm telling you this story because I was in the room. Not because I'm the head honcho. The head honcho was the lifestyle. The Gatsby part of Goodfellas is the mobster lifestyle. Everybody, Paulie and who's Paul Cicero's character, Tommy, James, like Jimmy Conaway. These guys are Gatsby. He's the dude observing and telling you about it later.
Quick note, now that you're talking about that, I've read that little fan theory of it being like the 7 deadly sins. The wife is lust because of that phrase that she says, many wives would have left, but I
gotta admit, it turned me on.
It turned me on, that one. Addiction with shit. Look this one up, dude, because I can't do.
I don't know.
But yeah, I
That's
saw
interesting. I've never heard that theory before.
That. Paulie was
Greed, maybe, or
no.
all right. Let's see.
Oh, look.
Envy. Henry Hill, who always wanted to be a gangster, later envied made men. Pride. Jimmy Conaway. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wrath. Tommy DeVito.
Yes.
Gluttony. Paulie Cicero.
He's always cooking.
Well, he's gluttony means also like it. He's consuming everything. All the money comes to him. He gets a tribute,
okay.
right? He's gluttonous.
And then lust.
In fact, with gluttony, I would have said even sloth, because gluttony, the first introduction to Paul Cicero, they say, Paulie moves slow, but that's because he didn't have to move for anybody.
Ooh.
Everything comes to him. Lust, Karen Hill, who finds the gangster life alluring.
I don't know about Sloth or Johnny Roast Beef. We don't really get a lot from him.
Who's Johnny Roast
he's
Beef?
the guy who bought the pink car.
Oh, nah. I'd put Sloth with Paulie a little bit. Like, he didn't have to move.
I found this fascinating. I'm like, I don't think Marty was going for this, but wow.
He probably was, man. I mean, he's Catholic. He's very much enthralled by anything that's Bible.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if you... I think this is a great foundation that if you were trying to write these characters, everything has to be in justification of a core element of them, which if, let's say,
That's where I'm-
Jimmy
'cause of you guys.
Conway is about pride, right? Even when he knows that he's like, he starts getting paranoid and is like being snuffed out by everybody, he still maintains his suit. He still like says, oh, so what questions did they ask your husband? And hey, let's get you that suit. And everything he does is in justification of, I'm still have to be respectable.
For
like
sure.
nobody can kind of like tread on me, I guess.
Yeah,
Right.
So, you know.
Smart,
the only
but
thing
scary.
that I would say that isn't super intentional, this theory is that it doesn't come across the board for main characters. Like 2 to 3 of these characters are supporting characters who don't really play a part.
Okay.
That's the only thing that I'd be like, I don't know, maybe, but it's a good theory. It's a great theory.
Yeah.
I fucks with it.
Yeah, it was just me trying to see how the characters developed and if it
Hey,
made
with
any
all that
sense,
being
'cause
said,
he's very
gentlemen,
religious.
who is your favorite? Who's your favorite character?
I'll say this.
Yeah.
I really like that you guys touched on Karen. I think she's the most dangerous character.
Karen's, she's almost a
Because
femme
she's the one that
fatale,
brought
right?
it all down, which is fucking awesome.
She's almost a femme fatale. Oh, man, that's such a good question.
Mine's Karen. I don't know why.
Wow, that's a good answer, dude.
Because I mean,
Karen's
over
a
the
good
years,
answer.
obviously Jimmy, you got the volatile freaking Tommy, but then you really started looking at the story and you're like, wow, Karen had a huge part
Hot
in this.
take. My favorite character, Johnny Roast Beef.
Johnny Rosebeef, the pink
car.
car.
I think you just like his name, bro.
Yeah.
I know it.
I really, really love that scene with Danny.
Dude, they could have called him
Well, you
Johnny
just try not to
Spaghetti and you would
lose
have
the shit. I don't
believed
care.
it.
Just get it outta here.
Geez,
Just
roast
get it outta
beef.
here.
Come on.
Oh, bro, that's a masterclass on its own in acting. Like,
Who?
Oh.
De Niro, when he sees the Cadillac and then the lady with the coat, he just starts.
Oh, yeah.
like, I can't lose my cool in front of everybody. I gotta let him know though.
Oh
Like,
no,
hey.
but that's such an interesting moment because every other time he looks like the cool, composed guy.
Yeah, this is the-
and after that, that's almost like a crack in the
Yeah,
pot that
for
never
sure.
goes away.
exactly. That's when he
Like-
starts getting paranoid.
Yeah, with him, it's like every other heist is like, hey, we did it. We did good,
Yeah.
and I love stealing. But then that was the moment when he stole too much. I love that whole factor of like the guy who loves stealing felt like we need to stop. Like
Yeah.
we already got too much.
Yes.
We're gonna get caught. Like this. It was too big of a job, and that like seeing his character anytime afterwards, you just see this guy that's like off his rocker.
Yeah. It's hard for me to say. So you're kind of on the Jimmy.
Hot take. I'm genuinely not a big fan of De Niro.
Wow.
Like
As an actor?
Yeah, like
Wow.
I feel
No, no,
like
no.
whenever
And
I
I'll
watch
just-
it.
I think you're getting caught up on everybody saying he's the greatest actor.
No. I think when I watch him, I almost like it's kind of like to me a situation of like Leo. Like they're great, but whenever I see him in a movie, I don't want to give them like full respects. I almost want to like
You want them to earn their
I
respect.
want them
because,
to keep earning it because
No, I'm with you.
No,
I'm
yeah.
with you because
then just
because
watch Taxi Driver, brother.
dude,
Yeah,
I do,
that's
but
true.
again, it's moments like that where it's like, oh, he's great, but then I see him in other stuff, and I'm like, okay,
I
like,
think
like-
because the problem is our generation saw him already as a legend.
yeah.
So you had to backtrack.
No,
and
that's how I
start
feel
figuring
even
out.
with like Leo. Like whenever you see
Same
Leo in
thing.
anything, yeah, it's kind of like, oh damn. Like I never saw a developmental period for De Niro, and like I really have to go back into filmography.
Wait till
to
you
see-
see me. I think Mean Streets is going to change that perspective. For
Really?
you because he's not De Niro. He's not De Niro yet.
You
But I
remember,
think Mean Streets is going to change that perspective for you. I genuinely
you know,
think it will.
I kind of had that same thought too, but I get stuck on when people are talking about like I think it was Leo talking about De Niro that he doesn't know what his character's supposed to do until he knows what he's wearing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Have you heard that one?
No. That's
Okay,
interesting,
that's
though.
where I got kind of stuck. Like,
you know, I
I
think
mean, De Niro got so obsessive in Goodfellas, for instance, and he's a relative method act. Method acting started around that era, by the way.
I don't see that. That's why I'm.
No. Let me put it to you this way: Nick Pileggi and Henry Hill, the actual Henry Hill, says that he'd get called by De Niro 7 times a day, asking him what. So Jimmy Conway is based on another actual mobster. They changed the name. Jim Burke, I think. Jimmy Burke. So he would call Henry to say, "Hey, we got a diner scene coming up. I want to know how he held the ketchup." So the way he's doing the
Really?
ketchup was because he got obsessive about how Jimmy Burke.
I don't see that through, but okay, I'll take your word.
But you're not supposed to see it through.
You're just
That's
supposed
what
to
good
see real
acting is.
mobsters.
no,
you know?
what I'm kind of saying, like Christian Bale, you can see
no.
like, oh, that guy went through like whatever the hell, right? With De Niro, you kind of see
you?
the same one. All,
No, I think
no.
I think you see a real mobster when you watch this movie.
Yes, exactly. It's not meant to. Again, if you see De Niro and
I'm not
Goodfellas,
Real
saying
life
I
associates
like him. I
of
like
the-
him. I'm just going through the
If
fact
you're
that
not seeing
Casey
Jimmy-
crime family.
Luke Casey. If you're not seeing Jimmy Conway, and you're seeing De Niro,
no. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just
no,
Oh,
just
did he
anybody.
die?
Yeah, he died. He died recently. Well,
Oh,
yes,
man.
10 years ago.
I
Isn't so
think
recent.
Ray
13
Liotta used
years
to say that he
recently.
used to live in Venice Beach, like homeless.
I think
This guy.
I saw an interview with
Who,
Ray
Henry Hill?
Liotta.
Yeah. No.
Ray Liotta used to talk.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with Ray Liotta where he talked to this guy. I think it was like at screening and all that kind of stuff, and like he says it was the most like nerve-wracking moment of his life.
Yeah.
And then I think the phrasing was that after watching the movie and all that kind of stuff, he's like, "Hey, thanks for making me not look like an asshole."
Yeah.
And then Ray Liotta was like, "Did you watch the same film? Like, did you?"
You're the asshole.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
exactly.
Scorsese was very intentional with Ray Liotta not meeting Henry Hill because he said Ray Liotta is a young actor. He's going to be impressionable, and I don't want Henry Hill to influence him.
Oh man,
I need
that's
to be
a
the one to
good
influence him as a director. I can't have these two in the same room
That's
together.
good.
So,
Tim didn't even think that far ahead. Like, yeah,
I gotta. It's not hot. It's not cold. It's not warm. It's just
lukewarm.
Favorite character, Marty's mom.
I'm with you. I genuinely
She's
enjoy
good.
every piece she's in.
She's good.
And it's so authentic.
Yeah.
Every scene with her,
It feels like she's like the mom. Like,
specifically the diner scene, or
Italian
the house scene,
yeah.
it was improvised. That entire scene was improvised.
Just
The
talk,
whole-
just
the-
talk away,
the-
mom.
The two dogs are facing away.
Yeah. One's facing east, one's facing west. What's the problem? What's even greater about a scene, again, a master in his element. He didn't tell Catherine, he didn't tell his mom, that the whole point of the scene was that there's a body in the trunk. She didn't know. She's oblivious. So as a character, she's playing mom,
perfect.
and my son came over to dinner.
Got to take care of him. Yeah.
Terrific. And Marty's dad, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Marty's dad was the one who kills Joe Pesci.
Oh, wow.
That's Marty's dad. He was the one that puts too much onion in the sauce.
Oh wow.
Why don't they
Look
make
at
a
those
big deal out of
glasses.
that one?
Huh? That's Marty.
That's crazy.
If you guys would indulge me, when you go off today, it's probably on YouTube. I know it's on Criterion for sure. Go watch Italian American.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Italian American is like a 48-minute documentary
In the apartment, no?
on
his parents.
Scorsese's parents.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so great. It's
Italian
such a
American.
great piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from Italian American. It's so great.
Oh, I
But
didn't
again,
think
these parents, they just, again, Scorsese's trying to emulate something that he saw growing up. Not that his parents were in the mob in the slightest, but they knew these people. They knew how to bring some authenticity. So much so that he got real mobsters
Charles.
to be consultants on the film. And they hung around on the set. And when they needed extras, those mobsters were the extras. So, like, they didn't fuck around. He was going for authentic here.
Is that Marty down there?
Yes, that's Marty down there. Look at that.
Dang.
Isn't that Pressburger? There's a usually Michael Powell. It's Powell and Pressburger. Yeah, dude. This is Michael Powell. He's Thelma Schoonmaker, Scorsese's editor's late husband, and he's a legendary British director. Amazing. He did the Red Shoes. This is the co-director of the Red Shoes. Yeah, so that's an awesome picture.
Is this coked up, Marty?
Probably.
Okay, hold on. Why does everybody say that?
Because he went through a stint after
did?
New York bombed,
wow.
where he was on coke heavily. What got him out of his like addiction was De Niro. He had a heart attack, or not? He didn't have a heart attack. He had like a heart episode, and he was like ODing.
He took too much.
He went to he was in the hospital. De Niro said, "Hey, we got to get you out of this shit. You got to stop doing this shit.
did not know
You're
any of
making Raging Bull. Here you go.
all that.
Raging Bull is what got him out of his like drug heavy days."
Wow.
That early in his career, that's kind of
Well,
weird.
New York was a bomb. King of Comedy was a bomb.
So he was kind of.
So he was just like, he's like, I'm done. Like, nobody cares. Yeah. He was dating Liza Minnelli. I think he was married to Liza Minnelli at the time.
I think my favorite character is Paul.
Paul Cicero? I love
Yeah.
Paulie. Paulie's
Because
a great character.
I feel like he embodies that emotional core that's at why people would stay in the mafia. And it was crazy that even at the very end,
like, that's the end game for a mobster.
I don't know. It was almost like he was the mafia's like dad, and it was like you never wanted to disappoint him.
But he wasn't he was no I love that perspective. He wasn't Brando. This is the Brando books right there. He wasn't Brando in Godfather.
Yeah,
He
No, not
wasn't,
at all.
He wasn't Don Corleone.
Yeah,
he
he
was
didn't,
the
like,
normal
snap his fingers and, like, kill that guy.
He wasn't smoking a cigar. Like, he was smoking a cigar, but he wasn't in a chair with dimly lit lights. He was a dude cooking sausage in the kitchen while you paid him his money. Like, it humanized it.
yeah, and then also the fact that like every time you see his character, it's
You
not
get
a-
intimidated a little bit.
No,
You're
no,
kind
no.
of
You see the. I guess you see behind the shine. Like, I mean, when he talks about like, oh, the mafia lifestyle, and you get all the money and you do everything.
And he's like,
And
don't do anything stupid.
And then when you
You know,
see like Paul, you know, it's kind of like, hey, Paul, this guy is really busting my balls.
What am I
And
gonna do?
he's like, what do you want me to do?
What am I
Like,
gonna do with this?
I already told you, I'm sorry. Like, you know, he just that's what he does.
he's a
you know,
bad
just-
seed. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, it's like a bad kid, you know, or like later on, he's like, hey, if I find out you're doing drugs, you better not be, okay? Like, just it did not no.
I love
good.
that he has a transatlantic accent now. Like, it's my favorite thing in the world.
Hey, I'm fucking Paulie.
Hey, that's all. Don't do drugs.
Isn't there a theory where
Dr-
who's De Niro's character?
Jimmy Conway.
That he's the one that put out the hit for Tommy through Paulie.
I don't know about that one.
I like to flirt with these because it's been out for 30
It's
years.
interesting to flirt with, but I don't know if I believe it because of how I don't know
How
he
he
was
reacted.
But was it overreacting? Was it overacting?
I was about to say this about De La O. You know how you thought about Brad Pitt? What's in the box?
Yeah.
I thought the same thing about his crime, but now it makes sense.
maybe
Maybe he's overdoing it.
maybe he's overdoing it to sell it. Maybe he's knocking down the.
What did you
phone
think
booth.
about that one?
I mean, there is a kind of weird question that comes up with the fact that like he's more excited than Pesci about him getting made. Oh, and
Not only that, but he's more like he says that he called the house 4 times. Isn't that someone who put the hit? Hey, is it done yet? Is it done yet?
Yeah.
yeah, it's a very
not gonna-
obsessive.
You want to
kind
call
of,
it, hey, I got, you don't want to call and be like, hey, you got me? No.
No, and you know what? I think De Niro's one of the characters. Like, if you do want to justify that theory, De Niro is one of the characters that I think just as much as anybody else sees that Pesci's becoming a real problem.
Exactly.
Especially after the whole
Right.
spider thing and all that, where it's like he knew that if he made the calls, like if he did all the right connections to be like, oh, he's gonna get made.
Wait,
like
before you go.
Go, go, go,
Wow.
go, go.
Rating on Goodfellas?
Quick rating on Goodfellas.
Rating on Goodfellas.
Hold on. When was the last time you saw it? Because
I saw it recently.
Okay,
Actually, it's one of the movies I show in my film class.
nice.
of course.
Because when it comes to sound mixing, that film does a wonderful job with Ray Liotta's
Easy,
voiceover
easy.
and then actually hearing what the story is telling us
Sure.
with its audio. So actually, I would
Nice.
say it's 9.4.
9.4.
Yeah. That's
Great
fair.
answer.
That's good.
Great take. Yeah, no, that's an interesting theory. It's an interesting theory. I mean, it very well might be. It very well might be. I will say I do want to touch on the Pauly front a little bit because
Yeah.
Paul Cicero was about to drop out of the film like 3 days before shooting. He called his agent.
He's a key.
He called his agent and said, "Hey, man, I can't do this. This isn't me. I can't play this role. Like, I need to drop out. Call Marty. I'm sorry. I can't do this." His agent said, "Take one more day to think about it, and then I'll call." The next day, he was pacing around his house trying to figure it out. And in a weird moment of like
Spaghetti.
transcendental,
Freaking epiphany.
he passes by a mirror. He passes by a mirror and he catches a quick glance of himself, and it scared him. And he said, like, I'd had a weird stare, and it scared me. And I said, "Oh, that's him. That's Pauly."
I could play it.
And that's what gave him the confidence to be Pauly in Goodfellas. Otherwise, he would have dropped out.
Do you think he was kind of got scared of being stereotyped? Because that's eventually what he played.
Like typecast and stuff. No, I think if you listen to any Paul Cicero interviews, or you kind of you get to know the guy, he's a sweetheart
For sure.
Like he's like a very tame guy. So to be playing this cold mobster boss, just he felt wasn't in his blood. But I think that's what it was. And I think also, if I'm not mistaken, he comes from theater.
Yeah.
So he's
Well,
like
he had a lot of like character parts. as you
yeah,
can tell.
good character actor.
And again, I feel like the interesting thing is that out of everybody who's addicted to the lifestyle of being a mobster, he's the one that doesn't like emulate it as much. But
he's
because,
still in it.
No, he's the head of it. But that's why I call him like a dad, because it was amazing that like Ray Liotta later on is like, yeah, I don't care about these other people, but if Pauly finds out,
I'm dead.
I'm dead. And,
If
and
Dad
to me,
finds out.
it's more. It's more than just a physical death. To me, it's that you see when he takes the money and he's like, well, now I got to turn my back on you. That the money wasn't important then. The fact that he did something that made Pauly turn his back on him, that was the most devastating thing.
That was where you saw his character break.
Yeah. And to me, I just feel like it shows the weight of like you listen to Pauly not because you had to, but because you respected him.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times they confuse respect with fear. Like people fear him, but Pauly, you respect it.
No, I think you wouldn't think that they're fearing him because he knows what he's doing. He doesn't want any more.
No, I got to agree with the law on
Exposure.
this one, because remember, his fear isn't going to jail. In jail, they live like kings.
Oh, it is.
No,
He says it in the movie.
no. Paul is. I'm talking about Henry.
Oh, okay.
Henry's describing it like, we ran this bitch.
Oh, yeah.
It's our, we were cooking steaks and we were fucking drinking wine.
He's fucking dealing in front of the correctional
Yeah,
officer.
yeah. Like he was like, I'm not fearing prison. I'm not fearing
I just feel like
going
we're
to
giving-
prison or anything. I'm fearing losing the lifestyle. And Pauly is the last determination on whether I get to stay or leave the lifestyle.
Right.
It's Pauly. Even with Joe Pesci's character. Remember what he says. He says, if you were going to kill a made guy, you had to have a meeting about it. And once you got the yes, and only if you got the yes, then you'd have to say. So when they were going to make Joe Pesci's character, he said, yeah, they opened up the books and they gave Pauly the okay to get him made. Pauly was going to be the one to say, all right, this is your mine, so I'm going to make you. You're a made guy in this La Cosa Nostra thing, you know? So it's that's the weight that Pauly holds. Is like, I don't care how much I love Tommy, he's a loose cannon. He's got to go.
Right.
Rules are rules.
True.
We defend the lifestyle at all costs. Nobody gets to be excused from the lifestyle rules. This is bigger than you. It's Pauly's determination. It's Pauly's role to be
I
able
feel
to
like we're
determine
giving him
that.
too much credit. I just think
Really?
he's just thinking, being smart about everything.
He is.
Maybe he comes
He
out
is.
of as a father figure or this godfather within this thing,
Yeah.
but I just think he just.
I think a lot
I think-
about the Joe Pesci character in The Irishman. And The Irishman, Joe Buffalino, his character, he's like calm, collected, tells him, "You're my kid." You know, it was either us or them. Fuck them, because they get to die old in prison. At least they fucking died old. I think that's how Paulie's mentality is like, I know what I'm doing, but if somebody steps out of line, I'm the one they got to come to. They got to go through me. At the end of the day, I have to defend this lifestyle more than I defend any of you. Okay. Fuck it.
And I also think that it's such an interesting moment that for as much care and love that you see him put into this kid, Henry, later on when he has to turn his back on him, he's like, okay, well, I'm doing this. And there's this look in his eye that's like, don't make me do this, but fine, here's the money. And then after that look goes away, it's like, okay, now I turn my back on you. And then he has to go back to it. Like, there's a lot of care behind that character, but then he's not immune to the idea, like you say, of defending the lifestyle. And it's almost like you really want him to be like, oh, I'm seeing this kid who had a lot of potential. I even introduced him to people. Like, he introduced him to, like, De Niro's character, feeling like, yeah, I really want to bring him up. I want him to be one of the good ones. But then something goes wrong, and he's like, damn it. Like, I lost it, but no use crying over spilled milk. Time to, like, move on, you know?
Been through this before.
Yeah.
It's going to happen again.
It's crazy.
Damn.
That's very interesting. Who's your favorite? Turtle?
Yeah, Turtle.
Yeah, what's the correct answer?
Underrated for sure. Spider, bro.
Ha! Spider's got the
Hey,
balls.
he got balls, man.
You know that
exactly.
Spider was...
Real.
He auditioned for some other role.
Somebody like...
Young Tommy, maybe?
Nah, he was too old for that.
Who did he audition for? He auditioned for somebody else. And he didn't get it. Fuck, I think it might have been Tommy.
Young Tommy?
No, like Tommy.
Nah.
Because no.
okay,
It's because like in the real Tommy DeSimone, like the real character, was in his 20s
Oh, okay.
when
so
this
that
happened.
makes a
Like
little
Joe
bit-
Pesci just fought for it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about
Spider in the film. Oh yeah. Look, the role of Joe
Originally
Pesci, Michael
Alfred.
Imperioli would go on to play Spider, but he auditioned for Tommy. Wow. Yeah, he auditioned for Tommy, but
And then Joe was
ultimately
gonna
Joe
do
Pesci
Paulie's
won
part.
out.
Yeah.
But they were like, this kid's so fucking good. We got to give him a part, and they gave him Spider.
And then HBO was like, hey,
And HBO was like, hey, you know that The Sopranos.
He's got that Italian
Cool,
vibe.
two cool things about The Sopranos and Goodfellas. The Sopranos shares 27 actors from Goodfellas.
I
27.
Yeah, dude, I
recognize-
recognize all of them. Bro.
yeah.
Even in the beginning.
Yeah.
Who is it? Who's the number 2 in Sopranos?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Silver. Sil in The Sopranos. He's one of the mobsters in the beginning.
Yeah.
He's the guy that pulls up in the car when it's young Henry Hill. That guy's from like one of the leads in Sopranos. So yeah, 27 actors. The other thing is that the creator, David Cross.
David Chappelle.
David Cross is the creator of The Sopranos, if I'm not mistaken. David Cross says that Goodfellas to him is the Quran.
Oh yeah.
His exact words. Goodfellas is the Quran for me. That's how I deem it. That's the only way I was able to make something like The Sopranos. Yeah.
Yeah. Masterpiece.
Yeah.
Masterpiece.
Still holds up after 40, 35?
Hold on, yeah, no, it's
35
not
years.
crazy here, buddy.
I got something to read. My brother's 35 and he was born in 1990, so that's how I keep track.
When were you born?
Don't
What would
worry
you
about
like
it,
to know?
sweetheart.
I'm going to read something to close this out.
What do we got here?
We got a letter from Martin Scorsese.
To us?
Yeah, to us. It's signed. It's everything.
Did you know about this?
In the, I think
can I
this
say?
is the 25th anniversary Blu-ray of Goodfellas. So the 25th anniversary comes with a great little booklet. This little booklet is awesome because aside from everything you'd expect from it, just, it comes with these great quotes. Things like,
Don't drop the cannoli.
don't drop the soap. As one example, a movie that can be rewatched endlessly and remain fresh and surprising from Guillermo del Toro.
High praise.
Quentin Tarantino says, no matter how dark the material was, there was such an exuberance to the
How
filmmaking.
dark the materials.
Roger Ebert says, Scorsese seems so much in command of his gift in this film. This is from Roger Ebert. So yeah, it's got these great, kind of things to say about Goodfellas. 25th anniversary edition or 30th. I think it's 25th. Anyways, there came a letter in this box set, and it's a letter from director Martin Scorsese. It's a great little picture of him and his signature. And he says, in the late 80s, I read a book called Wise Guy, written by a journalist named Nick Pileggi. I was enthralled, and when I put it down, I had already made up my mind that I would make it into a movie. And I knew right away how I wanted to make it. I wanted the speed and the feel of it to reflect the way of the life in the book. It had to feel like it was going to spin out of control at any moment, just like the lives led by Henry Hill and his friends. They broke all the rules, so the movie needed to do the same. Multiple narrators, freeze frames, non-stop popular music on the soundtrack, powering and pushing the action forward in sync with the drugs, the sex, the adrenaline, and the euphoria of so much money, so much plunder, as the ancients called it, so much unchecked power. And it needed to feel abundant. Every frame had to be packed with motion and detail so that the audience would suddenly find itself immersed in this way of life. The clothes, the bars, and the restaurants, and nightclubs, and apartments, the gestures, the food, the sense of humor, the values, all of it. It was a way of life that I'd seen around me when I was young. I had touched on it in some of my previous pictures, and this time I wanted to come at it from another angle. To pull it all off, I needed the right collaborators. I had a brilliant team, including the DP, Michael Ballhaus, my longtime friend and editor, Thelma Schoonmaker, Nick Pileggi himself, and a brilliant cast of fearless actors, Ray Liotta, Joe Pesci, Rob De Niro, Lorraine Bracco, and Paul Sorvino, right down to the smallest walk-on. And I'm not forgetting my mother and father. Goodfellas was a great challenge, a wonderful adventure, and a picture that I am very proud to have made. Martin Scorsese.
Wow.
When did you write that for the 30th or?
For the 30th.
Oh wow! So
For
it's
the
still
30th.
nice,
So
nice,
it's
lovely.
relatively recent, I think.
nice.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, ladies and gentlemen.
Good start to the month.
We could go another
On and
hour
on,
and wax
yeah.
poetic about Goodfellas, but this is just something you need to see. Any last thoughts, gentlemen, or last rating changes, or last
Still
anything?
a remote drop for me for sure.
It's a dime.
R.I.P. Ozzy.
R.I.P. Ozzy.
Yes.
R.I.P. Ozzy, indeed.
Ride
I
that
feel
crazy
like
train, babe.
like Scorsese would have probably used his music in some capacity if he didn't already.
Yeah, I know, right?
So in line with that. Rest in peace, Ozzy.
Yeah.
Any
I find
last
it so cool
thoughts?
that he did like a concert before he went. He passed. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Legend.
It's crazy.
great.
Yeah, yeah. Goodfellas.
Goodfellas next week.
Next
Meat
week,
Treats.
we're going to go all the way back to one of Scorsese's first pictures, a close cousin to Goodfellas, if you will, which is Mean
Ugly
Streets.
Cousin. Oh.
Mean Streets we're going to talk about because I find the most fascinating thing about Mean Streets is the battle between good and evil, the connection to Catholic roots, and how you feel like that's battling your way of life.
Ooh, Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, Keitel's the lead in this. By the way, Lorraine Bracco was married to Harvey Keitel, and their two daughters are in Goodfellas. The two daughters are Lorraine Bracco and Harvey Keitel's kids.
wow.
In Goodfellas.
Ah, that's cool.
She had something to say about it. So yeah, Mean Streets. I think it's going to be so great. Another film that has a lot of Sopranos actors, by the way.
Tune in.
Tune in for Mean Streets. Let us know what you think. And then after that, we're going to get into like an unorthodox, unconventional Scorsese picture, a period piece,
Age of Guilty.
Age of Guilty, based on an Edith Wharton novel, a love story, which is one of my favorite Scorsese films of all time. So let us know what you think of Goodfellas. Do you like it? Do you deem it to be on the Mount Rushmore of cinema or the Pantheon? Do you deem it to be a classic? Give us your
so
rating.
we can tell you why you're wrong.
Wow.
Give us your rating. Thank you for tuning into the WatchTower Film Podcast. Good night.
Good night,
All
everybody.
right, everybody, give me your best De Niro.
Hey, I'm fucking De Niro.
No, the whole cigarette. Like,
Oh, I'm sorry, Mom.
Well, he doesn't do the face. He's just like straight faced, right? But he's like, what's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?
I don't care. Just get it out of here. Get it out of here.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good night, everybody.
everybody.